I'm building the very first shaft-driven electric ATV on YouTube. In the last video, I picked up this 2006 Honda Rancher as the donor frame for this build. In today's video, I'll complete final assembly, I'll test drive the quad, and I'll compare it to its combustion engine powered counterpart. Here we go. Okay, it works. Now I'm just gonna put everything in the frame and do the rest of the wiring in there. We got controller, DC to DC converter, throttle, and the main contactor there. Now I'm gonna put in the motor and do all the wiring. Before I put in the motor, I have to install this adapter that I made. This piece goes onto the motor and then attaches to a rubber boot that protects the universal joint. I 3D printed it out of glass fiber reinforced nylon for extra strength. Now the motor can be installed in the frame. Now I have to do a ton of custom wiring. Okay, I have everything hooked up temporarily. The wires are just all over the place, but I'll make sure it works and then clean it up later. I have the key switch, reverse, and the throttle up here all hooked up. And then I also have the emergency stop right here. So I'm just gonna plug in the battery and test it. Here's the pre-charge, and then closing the contactor. And here's reverse. I'm putting on all the front suspension, brakes, wheels, and tires. Here's the rubber boot that goes on the 3D printed piece I made. To get the rear swing arm on, I first have to grab that custom universal joint that I made and slide it onto the prop shaft that goes to the rear differential. Then I can slide the other side of the universal joint onto the motor and install the swing arm. The battery's just held down with a strap across the top. The last step is just putting on all the plastics. And with that, the build is complete. Before I take it on the test drive, I am going to weigh it and see how it compares to the stock gas version. And it is 487 pounds. This makes it at least 10 pounds lighter than every stock model, not even including a tank of gas. All right, now it's time for a test drive. To turn it on, it's pre-charge and then close contactor, and now it's ready to go. So, very first ride, I'm definitely impressed by how quiet the whole thing is. It's obviously quieter than the YFZ by a lot. And I do have some drive-by tests comparing the sound between this quad, the YFZ, and the gas Honda Rancher. That test will be later in the video. Here's a little pull from a complete stop. I'm not sure of the exact top speed, but I'm guessing it's around 45 miles an hour. But basically all you can hear when you're riding is just the quiet hum of the motor, and then you hear other weird noises that you wouldn't normally hear on a gas ATV. Stuff like the wheels running over rocks, you can hear the suspension moving, and also a little bit of rattling. But overall, the thing's extremely quiet for an ATV. It blows the YFC and any other gas quad you'll find out of the water on that front. And if you're curious about the range, I am going to be testing that later in the video. The great thing about electric is when you come to a stop, there's no idle, so you can just be completely silent. Unfortunately, I lost audio from this clip, but what I'm going to be doing is a three-way drag race between these three ATVs here. On the left is the electric Honda Rancher that I just built. In the middle, I have the 96-volt electric YFC 450. And then finally, over on the right is a stock 2020 Honda Rancher. So we have two very similar utility ATVs, which should do a very good job of comparing gas versus electric. And then the YFC 450 is just kind of in there for fun. It should smoke both of the utility ATVs. Here's the race. So as expected, the 96-volt YFC did beat the two Ranchers by a mile. And then between the two Ranchers, it was pretty close, but the gas one did win by a little bit. But we did decide to have the two Ranchers race again just to be sure. So this one was closer. I think the gas still won by a tiny bit, but overall I'm super happy with the performance of the electric. This build really isn't about speed at all. I wasn't focused on that when I was building this. So for it to be just as fast as the gas version is perfect. If I really wanted it to be faster, I could get a better controller that could push more amps, but I'm perfectly fine with the performance as it is. Okay, now I'm gonna do a little bit of a range test. I have my phone here. I'm gonna hook up to the BMS on the battery. Right now we are at 67%. Let's see, nice. I'm just gonna drive around a little bit, track how far I go, and then calculate how far we would be able to get on a full charge. And I'm not gonna try and maximize range at all. This is like real world driving, going up hills, going fast. I'm not gonna be trying to milk as much range as possible out of the battery. This is real world range test. All right, here we go.
On the street last night, said everything's alright. Roller coaster, make it through the day upright. It seems your meal ticket is gone, but life goes on. I could never imagine something better. Yeah, right. Now you're cooking on high heat in the middle of the street. Roller coaster, take me to a better time.
This is where I had to cut the range test short because I found these two random dogs that I've never seen before.
I checked their tags and they were a little far from home, but they did end up getting home safely. As for the range test, the battery went down about 20% and I ended up going just over 7 miles. So that gives a total 100% to 0% range of about 35 miles, which is pretty good. If I drove like an absolute grandma, it could probably be closer to 45 to 50 miles. I could also even fit a way bigger battery with how light the machine is right now. But I'm perfectly happy with that 35 miles. That's plenty for just cruising around like I am. Now here's some drive-by audio to really compare the ATV's noise levels. Now I'll go a little faster to make sure that YFC chain slap is really captured. So overall, I'm super happy with the build. It looks great, rides great, sounds great, and I had a good time building it as well. But that is going to be it for today's video. As always, thank you so much for watching to the end. And be on the lookout for the next video. I'm going to be making some good progress on the Tesla Razor. I'll see you then. Thank you for watching.